Back to your favorite show, Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company Dream Home Season 6. I hope you've been enjoying each and every episode of Dream Home Season 6, and now with us on this episode we have one more beautiful home. And before we begin with the start, let me introduce our panel of judges. We have Anuj Gopakumar, Chief Architect of Kumar Group. And we also have Sudha, Architect and Interior Designer of Swasti. We have a very beautiful home with us on this episode. It's from Attani. It's called Kelachattuparayil. Let's take a look at the home.
Welcome to Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Home Season 6. Today, I am standing in front of Kelachattuparayil House at Attani. As we step inside the house, a very beautiful paving stone pathway is created exclusively for this house, and a beautiful landscape invites us into the house. They have kept the older plants and planted newer ones. The walls, if you can see over here, the walls, they have detailed works. It's in white in color, so maybe you can't catch it properly, but when you go closer, the walls are very detailed. Cladding stones have been used for the pillars all around me, and then there are two chandeliers beautifully designed just over the parking to give ample lights in the parking spaces. And as you can see over the walls also, the work has been very detailed. Apart from, if you look at the corners, if you look at very small designs, especially they are done in white to bring out the royalty in them. And then when I step into the sit out, you can see the sit out is elegantly done by Italian marbles, and the doors, they have been created an arched design using wooden structures. And on both sides of me there are small seating arrangements where you can sit in the evening and relax. Beige and dark brown color theme is used for this official living room area. The rooms has been decorated with Chinese style heavy furniture works, as you can see all around me. Once inside the house, there's a formal living area, and then a courtyard, a well-lit courtyard, and a staircase which has been separated using a wooden cut work. Onto my left side, you can see a formal dining area, and then there's a bedroom, and behind me is the family living room, and inside that is a master bedroom. This is the courtyard area. You can see it's a pergola just on top of me, which has used toughened glass, so it allows all of the sunlight to come in, so there's ample light in this room. And then after that, on the floor you can see there's artificial grass, and then pebbles have been used, and then cladding stones on the walls, so it gives a very good contemporary look. Apart from that, we have a staircase just next to this one, but it has been used, a partition has been used, and that's the wooden cut work. All around the house you can see a similar kind of work. Family room is more of a contemporary look, be it the sofa unit or the TV stand unit. You can see there's a combination of Italian marble and wood throughout the room, be it on the flooring as well as on the walls and on the false ceiling. Just above me there, they have done beautiful wooden works over there, and there's ample space for lighting structures. As you can see, the room is also well lit. There's an open space just on to the right side of me where the family can have a very good sit out together. Next to the family room is the master bedroom. Light green color theme is used for the room, and you can see there are two windows across to provide ample cross ventilation. As for the ceiling, you can see false ceiling has been used with integrated lights to provide ample lighting source. Also, there's a dressing room plus a bathroom onto my right side. As for the floors, they have used same vitrified tiles that which combines with the Italian marble in the rest of the rooms, and there's only minimal furniture in the room, as you can see, plus there's a king size bed in solid wood. At the center of the house is the formal dining area. Here we have a solid teak wood, large 8-seater table with glass on the top, and then just behind me is the crockery unit. As you can see, it can also double up as a small prayer space also. Gypsum and wood has been used for the false ceiling, and there is also concealed lightings all around it to provide ample lighting source. Plus, as you can see, the artwork has been provided in the wooden false ceiling also. On the borders we have, if I can show you, on the borders there are pebbles lying downstairs, and then it is at the center of the house, and then we have one more bedroom on my right hand side, and on my front I have a kitchen. So let's move on to kitchen right now. For this home, we have a modular kitchen that fits to the bill. Especially when you look at the cooktop, it's an island cooktop which can be doubled up as a breakfast area also. Again, white color has been used in its balance to bring out the elegance and be more spacious. When you look at the cabinets, these are not the normal sizes, it's somewhat bigger. Plus when you look at the backsplash, the same color theme follows, like the white color, it still follows, and plus there's a combination of dark wood color and the white color, so it enhances the space. The staircase has been done up with solid teak wood, and the artwork of the partition, if you look at here, it still follows throughout the room. There are of course hang lights over here to provide lights during the night, because in the day you need not worry about the lights, because we have a very good big window over here which provides ample, again, lighting and air source. The staircase leads us to the upper family living TV room. Black and white theme has been used throughout this room, as you can see, be it the sofa or the dining table or the TV or the contemporary wall unit. All around me are the windows, which provides ample space for cross ventilation, so it is well lit and well air spaced room. Now where I am sitting here, you can see just below me is a pucca teak wood flooring they have done over here. It surrounds only the area where I sit. Apart from that, it's the Italian marble. This space is provided so that if you are viewing the TV for a longer period of time, your feet don't hurt. So basically everything in this room is imported structures, with the sofa or the table unit. This is the son's bedroom. As for the boys, blue is the theme. For the tiles, you can see vitrified tiles that are similar to the Italian marbles that has been provided all around the house. There's a bathroom and a dressing room nearby. Plus there's an intelligent move over here. The theme was to make the windows useful and make the bed position in the east. So what the designer done is like he has pushed the bed onto the center and then created a steady space over here.
Start with Anuj. What do you think of the exteriors and how they've set the entire exteriors? What do you have to speak about it, the landscape and everything else?
It's a large house. It's set in a very big property, set a little back with a nice driveway leading up to the house. It is a very simple landscape. Multiple roofs, looks very nice. Main door is in teak wood, which is very antique, decorated teak wood, which doesn't look like it's part of this house. So there is one particular style which is followed for the house, but some elements are totally off from that thing. Otherwise it's a very large house. I like the white color, and the multiple roofs setting back looks nice.
And what do you have to say about the landscape?
Since the area is large, they tried to plan it out. They have a small well sitting there. The well I thought could be slightly more detailed, in the sense that a little more trees around it. Probably it's just growing, so let's hope that by the time it really grows, there's a lush garden around it. It's a beautiful styling. The massing is nice. I felt that the tile color was more towards the traditional kind of Kerala style tile color. Could have been more towards a brown, maybe a deeper brown, or a close to a more than a terracotta, close to a brownish chocolate color than a terracotta color.
And what do you have to say about the interiors, Anuj?
When you go into the living room, it is very antique decorated house, antique decorated living room furniture, where the ceiling is, however, very simple, nice, little modern kind of a look. So there is no match, you know. Okay. And when you go to the family living, the sofas is totally different. It's a very contemporary design sofa. Yeah. On its own, it looks nice, but again, no connection with the living room. The TV console is again very contemporary, minimalistic. And the dining table, however, is again very antique design, detailing. Ceiling again goes back to the modern. So there's a lot of clash of different styles which is happening in this house.
And do you agree with Anuj, Sudha?
The difference between a colonial style and an ornamental style. This is getting into that ornamentation, wherein you find filigree work, you find the piercing work inside the wood. So here it's the work of the craftsman that is actually coming out more than the designer. Okay. So that is quite a bit of a clash actually when it comes to a colonial style house. I thought the engraving in the ceiling was nice. That's a simple, and most of the ceiling is quite simple, very well lit. That is very elegant. In fact, that gives the elegance there.
And what do you have to say about the color lighting and decor?
Most of the wall colors, they've kept it very neutral. Okay. However, again, a lot of wood has been used, so that the color of the wood is also there. There's mismatch in the wood color also, because in certain areas it is a very dark wood they have used, and then along with that you have used a very lighter wood. So one is a very decorated color, decorated wood, and then the other is very plain. So there's a mismatch there. Lighting, yes, they have some amount of thought has been gone into lighting, some very nice lighting, ceiling lighting, a lot of indirect lighting, a lot of LED spotlights given.
Okay.
So some thought has been given into lighting.
Like I said, the ceiling is my favorite in this house.
Okay.
It's very good. And again, the clash between the modern European style on the first floor and the over ornamentation that we see on the ground floor is a huge clash. So up there again, the ceiling is very nice. By itself, it looks fine. And when you came downstairs, again, the light fixtures were rather flowery, ornamental. Probably they are trying to follow the ornamental style itself.
Right.
The walls are also kept to a minimum detailing, wherein the furniture tends to stand out, which is a nice thing when it comes to the bedrooms.
I think they spent a lot of money on this house. And what do you have to speak about the value of money for this?
Spend a lot of money on wood and woodwork, but I believe that they could have done a much better job with the kind of money they have spent. Some amount of thought if put into and a concept was followed throughout the house, I believe that it would have definitely been a better house.
Alright, and what do you have to say about the same?
The window comes behind the headboard, the bed is being pushed forward. So a lot of ideas have gone into the house, and whether you've got the full impact of it, I think part of it is actually done. When it comes to totality in design, you may be lost.
Criteria is this course. So let's start with Anuj. How much would you rate for the exteriors of this house?
The exteriors looks very simple, very nice.
Right.
Overall, it looks like a very pleasant house set in a very nice setting, except for the front door, which is not matching. So I've given it a 17 on 25.
17 on 25. And Sudha?
So I'm going for a 19.
19 on 25. And what about the interiors?
I have given a 16 on 25.
16 on 25. And yourself?
I'm giving 18.
18 on 25. Quite generous this time. And how about the color, lighting and decor?
I like the color they have followed inside the house. Most of it is very neutral, white. They have not taken too much of attention towards the walls, giving attention to the furniture. And the lighting also, they've done a pretty decent job at it. So I've given a 17 out of 25.
17 on 25. And you?
I'm always one step up, 18.
18 on 25. And the last, which is the value for money, how much would you rate that?
I've given it only a 16 on 25.
16 on 25. And yourself?
I've given a 17.
17 on 25. So the total would be for Anuj it's 66 on 100, and for Sudha it's 72 on 100, and for public it's 34 on 50, which is a grand total of 172 on 250. Now let's get to the most favorite segment of this episode, which is listening to your valuable tips on a particular aspect of the house. And today we are choosing painting. So what would you have to say, Anuj, about painting? How would any customer choose, or any person who would like to make a home choose painting?
We have talked about painting before in some of the earlier episodes. See, again, painting is a very vast topic. There are different kinds and products of paint. So today we're going to talk about the different types of paints available in the market. I am personally going to be touching upon the one aspect in painting, we can call it painting, is wood finishes. You know, it's part of the whole process, which is handled by a painter, is giving wood finishes. So what are the kind of finishes you put on wood? So in wood, protecting your wood is also a very important factor. There are different kinds of finishes you can provide in terms of polishes, in terms of lacquer, in terms of melamine, in terms of PU coatings, which will actually protect your wood. There are different kinds of products for interiors as well as exteriors. So you should be careful when you're choosing the product for interior wood as well as exterior wood house.
Thank you so much. Now could you suggest something?
The walls that we have these days are all cement plastered, whatever the base material be. So these cement plastered walls need to be coated with a primer first. So the primer has to go onto it, and after the primer we go for a putty. So this putty is required to smoothen out the surface and also to make sure that there's not too much of the surface overcoat. The final coat of paint will sometimes get absorbed into the walls. So to prevent that, because that's an expensive paint. So to prevent that, you need to have this putty. So many people ask, do you need 2 coats of putty? Isn't one enough? So it's enough as long as you can have a fine, perfect surface. So once that is complete, then you have to go for one more coat of primer before the actual application of the color coat on top of it. So based on your requirement, You have to select the kind of paint that goes onto your walls.
Thank you so much, and with that it's time for us to wind up with this beautiful episode of Polycab, India's #1 cable and wires company, Dream Home Season 6. So until next episode, this is all of us telling you goodbye.